What's up, you guys? Scott here. So about 2 weeks ago, while falling into the normal rabbit trap of watching numerous YouTube videos, I actually saw an ad for a feng shui expert who actually feng shuied houses, but also businesses. I've always been an advocate for creating an environment that actually attracts you to want to work harder on your business and detracts you away from things like distraction and TV and things that waste your time. And I'd heard of feng shui in the past, so this was actually very intriguing for me. So I looked into it further. I thought that this consultant could actually maybe help me optimize my environment, which is actually going to give me more productivity, maybe help with the growth of my company. So what I decided to do was actually hire a feng shui expert to feng shui my environment that you guys can see behind me, but also feng shui my business. So just a couple of days after that initial ad, the feng shui expert showed up. We went through a couple of processes, a couple of exercises, and she broke down how feng shui would actually help increase something called qi, which by my understanding is just the natural energy that your environment creates that can either attract more things your way or detract things and make things worse. So the consultant showed up. I walked her through my house. She showed me a couple of exercises, broke down exactly everything about feng shui so I'd understand it. After we went through a couple of exercises and she broke down exactly how feng shui was actually going to help me in my particular case, she went on about with what's called a feng shui ritual. Now, I'm not sure if it's feng shui or feng shui. I don't really know how to pronounce it. Let's go with feng shui. So she went on with her feng shui ritual, which involved things like smudging my house, where she walked around with incense. She would smudge certain parts of my house, which would be clearing old negative qi and increasing the positive qi. She also went about, which was quite cool, to actually rearrange some of my furniture. Main goal to increase all the natural qi flowing throughout my house, but again, repelling all the negative qi. So once the ritual was done, I was told to wait for about 2 weeks before I'd actually start noticing unique things starting to happen, not only in my current environment, but also related to my company as well. Making this video after the consultant has left only a couple of hours ago, and I'm going to wait 2 weeks to restart this video. And I want to hopefully document exactly what has happened in that 2 weeks, according to the feng shui ritual that she performed on my house and my business. I'm back again, and it's been 2 weeks, actually been about 2.5 weeks since I initially had the ritual done on my house and my business, and I'm here to document what happened, and guys, you'll be very, very surprised. So firstly, was it a great experience? Well, absolutely yes. Like I mentioned before, I had noticed feng shui many, many years ago, being a little bit curious about it because, again, I am all about the environment that you work in. So yes, it was a calming experience. It made a lot of sense. And all the little things that this expert had done as far as moving my furniture around, which actually looks great, actually feels a lot better. And I do feel a lot calmer. Secondly, have I noticed the biggest impact in my business, my company, my abundance, making more money and things like that in regards to my success? Well, yes, and unfortunately, no. Not to say I shouldn't notice these things maybe coming up in the next week or so, over the next month. I'm not expecting them to happen immediately, but based on what I was told by this expert, I haven't really noticed any dramatic effect as far as the output of these things coming into my life and coming into my business. But I do note, I do feel calmer, my mind feels calmer, my house looks better, and I do notice that everything just feels a little bit better in my current environment. What I want to do with the rest of this video is not to discount feng shui or anything like that. I think any improvements you can make, not only in yourself, but in your business, your company, or even your current environment, will show up as some sort of positive effect. Now, like I mentioned before, I've always been a massive advocate, even before I heard about feng shui, about creating an environment that helps you work, that helps you take action, that attracts all the positivity that you need into your business, into your company, into your environment, which at the bottom line makes you want to work harder. I think it gets really, really hard to try and grow a business, especially if you're working from home, if you don't like your environment. I mean, who in their right mind is going to get motivated to have to go to their office that's in a dusty basement with no lights and no natural light and smells like mold? The last thing you want to do is actually work in your business. So what I want to do with the remainder of this video is, if I'm going to share my own personal experience of what I've done in my own company, and especially when it came to my environment. So my first piece of advice is to avoid distraction. I think one of the easiest ways to stop getting distracted in your business while trying to grow your business, do social media, do the things you need to do in order to get paid clients, is to just simply remove all the things that distract you. So these could be things like your phone, This thing right here, while you're working, get rid of it. Or things like TV where you know you've got Foxtel or Netflix and you know it's easy as just pushing a button where you can start watching these things. Get these things out of your environment. So when it comes to getting distracted, if you notice you're easily distracted, get rid of all of the things that distract you and keep only the things that are around you that help you motivate towards more work. The next would be the cleanliness of your environment. If you're showing up into your office and you've got receipts and paperwork and glasses and old cups and cutlery and all old things that you've been using over the last couple of days while in your business, get those things out. I think even as a mental exercise, keeping things clean around you, like your desk and keeping things organized, should make you feel a lot calmer as well. And while you're at it, guys, go clean your car. So have a clean house, especially a clean office, and go clean your car, just even as a therapeutic type process. Go clean things out. You'll find you're a lot less stress-free inside your mind as well. Number 3 would be natural air. So if you're in a house that has large windows or large doors, make sure you open those things up first thing in the morning. I know even when I lived in an apartment, I would have great sunlight coming through with these big doors and these big windows that I have everywhere. I would open these things up. All the pent-up air that was built from the night before would allow to escape, and I would get a nice, fresh environment to work in. So natural light, natural air, open up the windows, open up the doors. You'll feel a lot calmer and a lot more productive in your business as well. So in regards to moving distraction away from you so you don't get distracted, you want to start to bring things in closer that motivate you. So if you're in a company or in a business that you've won an award, or you've got some testimonials that maybe you've put in a frame like I have, pull these things closer to. Use things that motivate you to take more productivity or take more action in your work. If you have pictures of your family or anything that really motivates you or gets you in the mood to work, bring those things closer. And like I said, get rid of all the things that distract you and keep the things around you that you know mean something to you. My last piece of advice, and these have been very simple so far, so you can implement them straight away, is to have a designated office. The last thing you want to do, like I mentioned before, is have an office in a place where you're doing other things. So when I first started out in my company, I didn't have a lot of money. So I actually had to work in a spare bedroom with a bed, a desk, and all this random junk anyway, because that's the only room I had. And it wasn't very motivating. When you get the chance to designate a specific area in your house, and this was actually confirmed by the feng shui expert as well, you'll actually find that you can block out life or the rest of things that are going on in your environment outside of this place. And you can hone your mind into, as soon as you walk into your office, you're ready for work. So it's almost anchoring that process inside of your mind. But having a designated area that you can design, you can add things, you can take things out, you can have art and pictures on the wall, you can have some trinkets like you can see behind me, anything that motivates you to be in a really nice environment, have that designated area. Now, when you're working, make sure you work in this environment. But when you've done for the day and you close your laptop, leave the environment. If you have a door, you can even close the door behind you. You want to have a demarcation between where you work and your life as a mother or a father or a sister or a brother, whatever you do outside of your business. Make sure there's a demarcation between where you work and also the normal relaxing environment you have outside of that. And this should absolutely help you anchor your ability to work harder, because that's where your mind has been attuned to work. So find a designated area, make sure there's a lot of light, open up the windows, open up the doors, get rid of all the distraction, pull things closer to you that motivate you to work harder. And you'll find by optimizing your environment with just these couple of little things are going to have a dramatic impact to the amount of inputs and actions you take in your business, which we know business is all about inputs and outputs, inputs being the activities and the productivity, the outputs being the income and the success of your clients as well. That's all for this video, and this very interesting experience as well. If you're looking at getting into feng shui or you're looking to hire a feng shui expert, I do recommend it because it was a really unique experience. But again, if you just want to take my 5 pieces of advice to optimize your environment, I guarantee you'll see some dramatic impacts in your productivity, but also the success of your business and your company. Like always, make sure you like this video. I'll see you in the next couple of days for the next video. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them below. Also, go into the description, check out a couple of links for some webinars and some free videos that we have for you guys. Go check those out as well. They're free for you guys to view. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.